Well, what if there was no need at all for businesses to devote weeks of manual effort to perform data entry and complete forms? Well, Mimica is a software company that builds artificial intelligence capable of learning to automate repetitive computer tasks. Today, it's announced $6 million worth of Series A funding from the venture capital firm Khosla Ventures. Joining me now is the chief executive of Mimica, Tuhin Chakraborty. Tuhin, very good morning to you. What are the sort of tasks that you're talking about eliminating?
Good morning, Ian, and thanks for having me. So Mimica is going to automate repetitive work that you do on your computer. So it could be things like data entry, it could be submitting a ticket or filing a claim. There's a lot of this kind of work that happens in banks, insurance companies. Pretty much every large enterprise is going to have a ton of this kind of automatable work. And with Mimica, you can automate it.
How big is the addressable market? I mean, it sounds pretty huge.
It's big. We think there are billions of hours of repetitive work that happen on an annual basis. And I think the market is, well, if you look at the BPO market, for example, that's $160 billion a year. So that's pretty much entirely addressable by automation.
Sorry, but you just used the term BPO. You better explain what that is for the uninitiated.
So business process outsourcing. So, big enterprises will take these repetitive processes and they'll outsource them into different countries like India and Poland. So there's a lot of repetitive work happening in these countries, about $160 billion worth a year.
What are the obstacles, do you think, to businesses taking up this technology?
Yeah, some of the key ones I think that we see businesses thinking a lot about are, data security, and the privacy of the employee. So the way Mimica works is we record what people do on their computers and we try to mimic what they do. So we look at the clicks and keystrokes, we look at the actions that they're performing when they do a process, and our AI is able to reproduce it. It's able to learn from it and reproduce the task. Now, of course, that means that the AI is observing what you do on your computer. So it's really important for us to have a lot of security controls in place so that people can control what's being recorded when, and they're always in control of the process.
And who are your big clients at the moment? Are you allowed to say?
So the two big clients we're working with now are Dell and AT&T. So Dell was actually our first customer, which is really exciting for a startup. AT&T was our second one. Dell actually made the intro to AT&T, and now we're going after the rest of the Fortune 500.
Big target market there. And in terms of profitability, how close are you to achieving that?
Yeah, so right now we have a human-in-the-loop system, and so it's what I would call a highly automatable system today. And we are profitable at the moment on a unit economics basis, but we're spending so much money on growing the team and growing the business that we definitely want to be over-investing in R&D and sales and making sure that we can grow the business as quickly as possible. So hopefully in the next 2-3 years, we'll hit that green mark.
All right, Ewan, good to talk to you this morning. It's much appreciated. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Now, you might remember that last month, the chief executive of the Swedish